she was chosen to be a beauty pageant. And the one thing with this young being a beauty pageant, and the one thing about this young woman is that she has always been told how beautiful she was, how kind she was, how smart she was. And so by the time she's 16 years old, she's even more beautiful. She's a beautiful young lady. And they've selected her to be in this pageant for her state to go and compete in the Miss World pageant. Now, this young lady, let's call her Sandra. San. We're not going to give her name because I don't want to reveal her identity. So we're going to call her short for the Sandra, the fictitious name I'm giving you. And San is so confident that she can wear a dress so well, that she can show up and present herself and speak. But then it comes up to her going through the pageant and she's winning all the way. She wins the title and she is now Miss, let's say, Ohio, going on to be Miss Universe and compete for the title to represent the USA. And San is excited and thrilled about it. But when she gets that crown, she's called into an office and she's told, now you have to show up at all these various speaking engagements. Now you have to show up and volunteer at schools. Now you have to show up at senior homes. Now you have to be on the news. And San is standing there and she's looking at this itinerary that the individuals who put on Miss Kentucky's competition beauty pageant that will go to Miss Universe. She's looking at an itinerary that keeps her busy every day over the next 3 months. Now, remember, she was always a beautiful, kind, courageous girl, smart, intelligent. Of course, she's in college and she's left with the option of, do I go to college or do I focus on this pageant? Well, she doesn't really have a choice. She's already been chosen. She has competed, she has chosen, and she was chosen, she was voted, and she won. It's a straight shot. She signed papers, she signed contracts. She can't look back at this point. So she has to take time off. She has to take a semester off to continue on with what she was chosen to do, what she chose to do. But what she didn't do was count the cost. She did not realize that the requirements of this pageant will require her day in, day out of all kinds of communication structures, all kinds of commitments, and even being in places she doesn't want to be. She did not count the cost. You see, San was a seed planted, but she did not understand the gravity and the scope of what will be required for her to grow. And so this morning, my sisters, I want to take you through. I am calling this bit of a presentation that I get to share with you. Woman, you have been chosen. Now rise. You see, just like a seed, just like sand, you are planted into the roles and into the positions that you play. And today you are chosen for an award because not only because you are good at your job or that role, but because you have managed to rise to all the challenges of doing the thing that you were created for. I have no doubt that Carly and Cindy and Anastasia, that you are great at what you do as an entrepreneur, as a global leader. But I know, just like in San's story, that when we took on this purpose, you see, San could be you, San could be me. And when we took on those lead roles, we did not count the cost. And even if we did, we were not ready for the sleepless nights, for the no pay opportunities, for the times when we would have to make a choice between our education and pushing forward with our dreams. For the times when we would have losses, whether it would be a financial loss, whether it would be a family member that passes. Nothing prepared us for those moments. But when you are a global woman of choice, I know, and you know, that there are many sacrifices. So when we arrive in a moment when you are awarded in this space and in this time, it is bigger than the award. It is bigger than the thing that you get to do. I am celebrating you because you stood and you rose to every challenge. You see, it is easy to get dressed up and show up and present my speech. But I'll tell you what happens behind the scenes is what I'm most proud of. When I spend 8 hours crafting a speech or designing a flyer or writing a chapter in a book or in the next chapter or just getting over the fact that I am too tired to keep going, are those moments when I'm most proud. So today, my sister, I want to remind you that you have been chosen, but you're celebrated because you keep rising. So I want to give you five of my tips that I use in my own personal life to keep rising like the eagle and soaring in what I was called and created to do. You see, like I said, Stan was a seed that was planted in the ground, and she needed a certain mindset. She needed certain elements and an environment to keep her and sustain her. When she looked at that itinerary, when she saw all the things that she had to do to maintain being a leader in a beauty pageant, she needed sustenance. She needed, just like the plants need water and air, she needed to have some things. And so, like I said, sand is you, and she's also me. And so many people say, Dr. Alisa, how do you keep all the things that you do? How do you keep it balanced? Just a few nights ago, my sister says, how is your social media popping like that? And I'm like, my social media is miserable. It's not even where I want it to be. See, I had to figure out ways and means to do things. But most importantly, doing all the things is not as important as making sure I'm okay. Doing all the things is not as good as making sure that you're okay. And what I call the core principles of how I stay standing, I call them my bases. Listen, girl, you're sitting on a pedestal today, but every day you get up, you've got to stand on something. Because if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. You and I both know that. The whims will come. And so I call mine the bases, and I want to share them with you. That if you can find value today, I want to remind you that number one, you're going to have to be thorough with your belief systems. You're going to have to know exactly what it is you believe about what, and you're going to have to stick and commit and stay true to that. You see, I go by a system that's called think, speak, do, become. I believe that whatever I think inside my heart, so am I. As the good books say, as a man or woman thinketh, so is he or she. I believe that how I think about myself, that is exactly how I will speak, that is what I will do, and that is who I will become. So I line up my thoughts in the direction that I want to go and grow. And I encourage you to do the same. B is for belief systems. The next thing is, once I have determined my true values, my core beliefs, I stand in my authentic self. Yes, A is for authenticity. I show up as myself everywhere I go. And no, sister friend, I'm not talking about I'm going to tell them how it is and how it's going to be. What it is, I am going to just be my full essence. I'm not going to try to be like you, Anastasia, Sister Queen. Evelyn, I'm not going to try to be like you, because you're an original. And I am an original. And so I must know my true values, core beliefs, and stand in those authentically. I represent myself as myself. I represent my gifts and talents as myself. So B is for belief systems and A is for authenticity. And then S is for self-awareness. Now that I know my core values, true beliefs, and I'm standing in it, I continuously nurture my soul by being aware of my very essence. Who am I in this situation or that situation? No, I don't change my core. I have boundaries. I create boundaries and I enforce them with loving grace and kindness. Self-awareness, S is for self-awareness. And then E is for energy. Listen, sister girl. You see these little cell phones? Girl, we don't let that thing go beyond 20%. Once we get that beep, oh, I need a plug. I do not ever see any of my friends, queen sisters, ever with a cell phone on E and now looking for a charger because it died. We plug that thing in. If we didn't get it at 20-minute, 20% warning, we sure get it at that 10% warning. As a matter of fact, when I travel, I've got like 6 or 7 battery packs in my bag. No exaggeration. I got a couple for me and I'm willing to share because you're not going to rob me of the energy in my battery pack. So I'm bringing one for you, sis. So we never let our cell phones go out of energy. And we make sure our families are fed, even though we got all this stuff to do it. But we make sure that the job has all their information on time. We make sure that our clients get their services when we tell them they're going to get them. We deliver. So we have to make sure that we get our energy supply on 100. And I am talking about spiritual, mental, physical energy. I'm not just talking about energy, about who I keep around. That's absolutely important. But I'm talking about how you eat, whether or not you have a health routine, how you spend time meditating. I'm talking about who you conversate with, who you keep a circle, how you feed yourself, the books you read, the company you keep, what you watch on television. Yes, that will keep you supercharged or not based on what you choose.